Welcome to the Elevated Trader Podcast. I am Dr. Kristin Kidgel.
And I am Tracy Ball. Join us every week as we journey into becoming better traders.
We believe becoming better traders involves elevating our skill, mindset, and our health. In each episode, we will discuss the current book we are exploring, and we invite you to join us on this journey.
Are you ready to elevate your trading, mindset, and health to the next level? Let's do this. Welcome back to part 4 of The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod.
Chapter 6, The Life Savers. And the word savers is the acronym for, let's see if I can remember, silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribble is what I like to say, which is scribe, which is writing. And if you feel like doodling and scribbling, you can do that too.
Absolutely.
6 practices guaranteed to save you from a life of unfulfilled potential. Be the 5%, people.
Yes, be the 5%.
Let's do it together. Let's change the world and make it 15%. Okay, so this one was really big for me because in the first chapter, the first couple paragraphs, let's see here. He talks about the potential gap, and I wrote me. Oh, dear. Do you ever feel like you're chasing your potential? You know it's there. You can see it, but you can never catch up. Oh, boy. Yeah. What else on here did I write?
Isn't that everybody?
Yeah, it says, well, I think he's basically saying the people that feel like that are typically the people that are overachievers. They're into self-development. They're trying to go to the next level. We all know that we need to do. We just don't consistently do what we know. And he says, can you relate? So, yeah, I honestly, this book, I've said it multiple times. I think it's just taken some of the nuances and the hiccups and the weird little nuances of my behavior and my personality, and it's just the things I was wanting to instill and wanting to really put into play. He's like, okay, here, it's kind of cookie cutter, take this and run, but make it your own at the same time. And this was really, really good for me. So I appreciate you making sure that we read this. Okay.
Well, I resonate with that as well. Completely.
Yeah. I just really think it's cool that somebody brought to my attention that, okay. And then ironically, there can be a lot of shame in that because it's always like after the next thing and after the next thing. And then I just happen to be listening to some Brene Brown stuff where shame and vulnerability. And so, yeah, we should probably read one of her books because I had some revelations. I had some revelations just literally yesterday around that.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to mention that because he does talk about how hard we are on ourselves. And I am noticing that so much that I really want to work on that personally.
But again, it comes down to really embracing failure too, and recognizing that in order for you to reach your potential, you need to be able to test your limits to failure so you know where they are.
And it's not failure. It's just learning.
That's right.
And I'm saying it to you because I'm saying it to me. And everybody else listening, all the thousands and thousands of people. Okay, so your life is not what you think it is. Page 53. Most of us are so busy trying to manage, maintain, or even just survive our life, quote, situation, that we don't make the time to focus on what's more important, our life. Well, what's the difference? Our life situation is the set of external circumstances, events, people, and places that surround us. It's not who we are. We are more than our life situation. Your life is who you are at the deepest level. Your life is made up of the internal components of attitudes and mindsets that can give you the power to alter, enhance, or change your life situation at any given moment. Dude, there should be whole books about just those 2 paragraphs.
This has really resonated with you. This is the part where you underlined it, you circled it, you starred it, you highlighted it.
A lot.
What was the revelation here for you?
First of all, the way he wrote it, I had to reread it to really digest it. But taking the difference between your life and your life situation, like changing the definition and altering it by adding just that other word. So there's a life situation, but then he's saying, well, wait, your life really is your attitude and your mindset, and that you have the power to alter all the situations. And I'm like, dang, that's right. We do it all the time.
Man, oh man. Wait till we read Man's Search for Meaning.
Okay. Oh, wait. And then I'll leave it with this, because really, he just defines it a little bit more. He goes, your life is made up of physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual parts that make up every human being, or pies for short. And then he divides those up into smaller pieces, but physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual. Okay. I guess really just wrapping your head around that your life, you either have a life, and what is that? And you have, because you have both, right? So you have a life, and then you have a life situation. So really it's just separating the two. And I think that's my aha, is like, okay, there's two things here at play, and to define them, because I think most of us probably just put it all together. And if we can separate them and know that our life is really our attitude and all those, and our mindset, then if we're not happy with our life situation, then we have the power to change that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then he really pushes us. He really just constantly just pushes us to say, you know what? Step up. Make the change now. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Like, the time to save your life you deserve is like now. You really want level 10? Okay. What does level 10 look like? Who do you have to become? Got it. Okay, so go ahead. Life savers. What are they?
Yes, life savers. So if we start out with the first one, which is silence. This one's tough for me, and I think it might be tough for you because, we were talking earlier, and your brain is active, right? And mine is active. So I have a very difficult time. Like, this is a challenge. It's always been a challenge. I need to spend more time and master it, because the thoughts come in very, very quickly and rampantly. I mean, somebody might as well be chucking rocks at me trying to distract me. That's how busy my mind is. So that's the biggest challenge with silence for me, is coming up with a way of really blocking that out and staying focused.
Those are the words I think that are tripping you up, because everything that I understand about meditation is not about blocking. So the tricks that I have used and now I've done this for a couple years now, and I still feel like an infant in the world of meditation. Mm-hmm. I mean, still in diapers, not even crawling. Okay. So the guided meditation started with small amounts, and then went to 10 minutes and 15 minutes and 20 minutes. And really that kind of maxing out there. I don't think I've ever done, without falling asleep, probably a 30-minute guided meditation. But I do study a lot of people that study meditation and all the energy and all that stuff, but they don't really ever say block it. They just say, if it enters and you go, what happens is you get better at noticing when they enter instead of going down the rabbit hole. And so it's all about going, that's trying to get in here, going, not right now. And literally just going, and most people say, refocus on your breath. And I found that here it is. I don't want that right now. Okay, breathe. And then feel the air filling your lungs, feel the temperature of the air, in your nose. I mean, that's okay, that totally distracts you from that other thought.
Yeah. And you're totally, I completely understand what you're saying. And that's the area that I struggle with, is the staying focused in the right area that I need to be focused in. And I get that. That's where I need work. So you say you're a baby in diapers still. Well, I'm a fetus. Haven't even been born yet. So
I think the only way out of it is guided, for sure, because that guided stuff really helps.
Well, it'll help distract keep me focused. It'll keep my brain occupied long enough that my body and everything else can stay centered where it needs to be centered, right?
And I started with the Deepak Chopra and Oprah ones when those became really big. And the explanations are really, really great leading into those. And they're free. You can get a lot of them on YouTube. But then he also does mantras. And so that's supposed to help you keep your focus too. But then those, I hear you with the rocks flying, the flying rock thoughts.
Yep.
But yeah.
So now I'd like to know, what have you noticed as an improvement in your life through meditation?
I think it has helped me not run at a constant, I call it a high RPM. So I have a tendency to run with a lot of energy. And even at a rest, the people that are around me, I'm typically like, okay, I can't sit for very long. You put me in a movie, or especially in the house, I'm up within 45 minutes to an hour, just putts in to do something. So I think I just run at a high level with that. And so I think what I'm seeing is it's bringing me down and not having frantic moments and frantic mornings, which leads to all the other, stuff that isn't as enjoyable for the day.
Feeling rushed and hurried for the rest of your day. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. No, I get it. And that's totally one of the reasons that I stick to it and try to master it. But it's important. And I think that that's a great start to the 6 morning lifesavers that he suggested. I think is a great idea.
What I did is I've allowed this book to take me to the challenge of now I'm doing at least 5-7 minutes of no guided meditation. It's literally just meditation. So to me, this book is challenging me in different areas. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit here. I'm going to sit up. I'm going to get out of bed. And I'm doing things different. I'm in the 30-day challenge. This is how I'm doing it different. So yeah. Thank you for joining us today. For more information about the show, as well as our list of current reads, check us out at www.theelevatedtrader.com.
Remember to subscribe and share if you found value in today's episode. See you next week.